ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Southern Division. We have been discussing the last topic in the Vibhav, which is Uddipan. And I'll just summarize where we have been discussing up to now and then continue our discussion. So Uddipan, in the first wave, we have gone into the definition of Uddipan and how sometimes within the Vishaya Alamban there is Uddipan, and sometimes it is included in Vishaya Alamban also and Uddipan. So there is Krishna's qualities, Guna. And within Guna, there is first bodily, Kaya. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, verbal and mental. Now we have been discussing bodily. Within bodily age, there is a Kaumara, Pauganda and Kaishorya. And within Kaishorya, there is a beginning of Kaishorya, Adi, then there is a Madhya and the Shesh. So this is where our discussion is stopped in the last class when we started this Uddipan discussion. So Kaishorya, we have discussed the Adi Kaishorya, then the Madhya, and there we were discussing, if you remember, the scriptural reference for it. So I'll just go now straight to where we stopped in the last class. Or I'll just summarize so that you get the whole flow of what is the discussion which is happening. So basically, oh, here. Yes. So basically, we saw the Uddipan, and then there is the Uddipans can be Krishna's qualities, pastimes, his smile, fragrance, flute, and all these things. And Krishna's qualities, there are three types: Kaya, Van, and Manasashaya. And within Kaya, there is Vaya, age, beauty, rupani, and mruduttadaya, softness of the body. And tatra kayika vaya, whereas vaya, within vaya, further he clarifies how sometimes it can act as alapan and udipan, and within vaya, there is a kaumara, pauganda, and kaishorya. Kaumara was discussed, and then there was the pauganda also, which was discussed. What is kaumara, what is pauganda, and what is kaishorya was discussed. And then for the suitability of the pastimes, like the Kaumara pastimes are more suitable for Vatsalyaras. The Pauganda pastimes are more suitable for Sakyaras. And the Kaishorya pastime is most suitable for Madhurya Ras. So that was also made point. And the Kaishorya has three divisions. Adyam, Madhyam, and Tata Shesham. So within Kaishorya, there is these three. And the Adyam is definition was given and the scriptural reference for it. And then there is another reference given also for that. There are 2-3 references. So this is where we ended in the last class. This is where we ended. This, Mohanata, the attractiveness was the first part of the youth. That is Adyam. And this is another reference also given. And now Ata Madhyam. Okay, I hope you got it, where we had ended our discussion. Ata Madhyamam. Urudvayasya bhavus cha chapi shir urasas tatha murte madhuri madhyam cha kaishorya sati madhyame. During the middle period of Kaishor age, Kaishora Sati Madhyame, Krishna displays indescribable beauty. Vapi Shri, Shri means beauty, in his two thighs, Urudvayasya, his two arms, Bhavascha, and his chest, Ururascha Tata, and sweetness in his whole form, Murti, Madhuri Madhyam Cha. So this is what happens in the Kaishorya Madhyam. Now the scriptural reference for this, Yatha, an example of the middle age in Kaishorya. In the course of Keshava's fresh youth, Abhinava Taruni Maha Prakame Keshavasya, his thighs desired to punish the trunk of the elephants. Spurhati Kari Shunda Dandadana Uru Yugmam. So the thighs wanted to punish the trunk of the elephant. So this is again in a Kavya Shastra. So in the Kavya Shastra, the way it is presented, it's always like that. His chest desired to make friendship with door panels made of emerald. Garud Mani, Kavati, Sakyam, Ichati, Uruscha, and his arms corded door bolts. Bhuja Yugam, Api, Dishanti, Agala, Vara, Nindam. Now there is a note. Several times Krishna's chest is compared to emerald, which is green, though his color is dark blue or blackish. Sometimes, however, Marakata can be used to signify sapphire as well, because sapphire is blue. The other explanation is that the blue of his complexion combines with the golden complexion of the gopis to make it green. So, there is another explanation that the blue and the golden complexion together combine to form green. Now, this is all about the whole science of Rasa Shastra. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to wear a green shawl. And many would not understand why was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wearing a green shawl, especially the green shawl. Many don't, like it for some reason or other. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is sometimes wear a green shawl. And do you know what is the reason based on the statement what just now we read? Anyone can think about it? Guess also. Anyone would like to try? You can try based on this statement. The other explanation is that the blue of his complexion combines with the golden complexion of the gopis to make it green. Veer Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, bro. It is basically, bro, this blue color and golden complexion. When mixed together, it becomes green.
Yes.
So, so
So why was Bhakti Thakur wearing a green shawl?
uh, it is to present. It is to represent that um, uh, Gopi's love for Krishna, I guess.
So basically, when Bhakti Siddhanta Sarada Thakur was feeling deep, Vipralamba, separation from Radha and Krishna, so he used to wear this green shawl because green is, as I mentioned, combination of blue and yellow. So it's Sambhoga. So that feelings of Vipralamba, what Bhakti Siddhanta Sarada Thakur was feeling, by wearing the green shawl, he used to experience, Sambhoga. So that was his, reason why he used to wear the green shawl. So here that answer is also given, that hint is given because explanation is that the blue combines with the golden complexion to make it green. So both the Markata can also signify a sapphire, which is blue, or it can be green because it is Krishna with the gopis. The blue combining with the golden color of the gopis becomes green. Okay. Mukham smita vilasatyam vibramottarale drusho Tri Jaganmohanam Geetam It Adir Iha Madhuri. The sweetness of the middle of youth consists of It Adir Iha Madhuri, his phrase brilliant with a soft smile, Mukam Smita Vilasadyam, his eyes restless with flirtation, Vibramottarale Drusho, and his singing which enchants the three words, Tri Jagan Mohanam Geetam. Okay, there is no commentary by Jiva Goswami. So Prabhupada in the Nectar of Devotion, chapter 26, Stimulation for Ecstatic Love. When Krishna arrived at the age of 13 to 14 years, so within the Kaishorya, his two arms and chest assumed an unspeakable beauty and his whole form became simply enchanting. When Krishna attained 13 years of age, his two high thighs were challenging the trunks of the elephants. His rising chest was trying to come to peace talks with the doors of jewels, and his two arms were minimizing the value of the bolts found on doors. Who can describe the wonderful beauty of these features of Krishna? The special beauty of Krishna's body was his mild smiling smita, his restless eyes, and his enchanting songs. So these are the three qualities of this age. So both the verses have been dealt here. So here, the first two lines are dealing with this verse here. And the next two lines are dealing with this verse here, 2:1, 3:32. Okay, now a scriptural reference for this yatha. I'll just read the translation. At the sprouting of Hari's youth, Haresh Tarunim Ankure. What sweetness became visible? Spurati Madhuri Kwapi Abhut. His two restless eyes made friendship with the crafty conduct of Cupid. Ananga Naya Chaturi Parichat Uttarange Drisho. His lotus face became most radiant, Mukambojo Udanchita, with attractive lips embellished with smiles. Mita Vilasa Ramya Dharam. His singing, Sangeetakam, made even the chaste women break their marriage vows. A Chanchala Kulangana Vrata Vidambi. So this is, I think, from the Bhagavatam only, because wherever Yata Rupa Goswami is saying, it is always reference of Bhagavatam. Now, again, there is no commentary by both the Acharyas, Prabhupada. There is a statement in this connection that Krishna, on arriving at this age, manifested such bodily, beautiful bodily features that his restless eyes became the playthings of Cupid, and his mild smile resembled the newly grown lotus flower. The enchanting vibration of his songs became a great impediment to the young girls who were supposed to remain chaste and faithful to their husbands. Text 2:1 3:24. वै वैदग्धी सार विस्तार कुंज केली महोत्सव आरंभो रस लीलादेर इह चेष्टादि सौषुष्टवम. The excellence of his behavior during the middle of youth, iha cheshtadi saukshtavam, consists of profuse concentration of charming but cunning actions. Vaidigdha Sara Vistara, a great festival of pastimes in the grooves, Kunj Keli Mahotsava, and the beginning of Rasa dance. Arambo Rasa Leela there. So that is what happens at this age, in the middle of the youth. You know, there is a profuse concentration of charming but cunning actions. Great festival of pastimes in the grooves and beginning of the Rasa dance. Prabhupada. In this age, Krishna enjoyed the Rasalila, exhibiting his power of joking with the cowherd girls and enjoying their company in the bushes of the gardens by the bank of Yamuna. Yatha, another example. In some places, Kvachit, by his clearly visible, lac-tainted footprints, Vyaktalakta Pade. In other places, by the plundered peacock feathers from his headdress, Pari Luttat Pitch A Tam Se Kvachit. In other places, by beds strewn with discarded belts. Talper Vichut Kanchabi Kvachit. By a multitude of dissolved grooves. Aso Vyakirna Kunjutkara. And sand glowing with the evident marks of dancing. Prodha and Mandala, Panda, Tandava, Ghata, Lakshmosalat, Saikata. Together in a circle, Vrindavan announces the manifold pastimes of Govinda. Govindasya Vilas Vrindam Adhikam Vrindatavi Samsati. So this is another scriptural reference which proves the Kaishore pastimes which happen of Krishna during that age. In this connection, there is a following statement. Throughout the whole tract of the land known as Vrindavan, there were footprints of Krishna and the gopis, and in some places, peacock feathers were strewn about. In some places, there were nice beddings in the bushes of Vrindavan gardens, and in some places, there were piles of dust due to the group dancing of Govinda and the gopis. These are some of the features which are due to the different pastimes invented by Sri Krishna in the place known as Vrindavan. Tan Mohanata Yatha, the attractiveness of the middle period of youth. Tan Mohanata Yatha. So now it is the middle period of Kaishorya. Viduran Maraganim Hridayaravikante Prakatayan Udasayan Dharmendum Vidadat Abhito Ragapatalam Katam Nanastranam Saki Mukulayan Bodh Kumudam Tarasvi Krishna Prayer Madhurima Hararko Abhyadate. O friend Saki, has an energetic sun full of sweetness arisen in the black sky called Krishna. Tarasvi Krishna Abhabre Madhurima Bhararko Abhyudate. Again, it is a composition of Kavya Shastra where there is the sun of sweetness in the black sky called Krishna. From a distance, Viduran, he has ignited the fire of passion in the Suryakant jewel of my heart. and produced a mass of red clouds in all directions. Marganim Ridhaya Ravi Kante Prakatayan. He has made the moon of Dharma set. Udasayan Dharmendum Vidadak Abhito Ragapatalam, and transformed the blooming night lotus of discrimination into a mere budding state. Mukalayan Bodh Kumudam. How can we be delivered from this condition? Katam ha nas tranam. So again, this is, as I mentioned, it is a kavya composition. Note, the Surikant jewel or the sunstone is said to catch the rays of the sun and then give off heat. Thus, the gopis' hearts became hot with spiritual passion from being exposed to the sun of Krishna. So that is the comparison being done. Jiva Goswami in this commentary. Abra means sky in this context, though sometimes it means cloud. The red color refers to the intense thirst created by the passion. Now, Prabhupada, there is a following statement by one Gopi describing Krishna's attractive future during this age. My dear friend, just see how all of a sudden in the sky of Krishna there is a powerful rising sun, and how this rising sun is minimizing the rays of our chastity moon. Our attraction for Krishna is so intense that it is drying up the lotus flower of our discrimination. And we are losing our senses in deciding whether we shall continue as chaste women or be victimized by the beauty of Krishna. My dear friend, I think we have lost all hope of life. Ata Shesham. So within Kaishorya, there is the Shesham. So up till now, what we have discussed, anyone has any questions? Any questions, any clarifications? No questions. Okay. Okay. Atasesha. Purvato apya adhikotkarshanam bhadyam angani bibhrarti trivali vaktir ityadyam kaishoram charame sati. When the final portion of youth, Kaishora, begins, Adyam Kaishora Charame Sati, the Kaishora Charama, Charama means the final portion. All his limbs become Bhadyam Angani Bibharati, more alluring than previously. Purvato Api Adhikutkarshanam, with three lines clearly manifesting on his navel, etc. Trivali Vaktir Iti. So that is a sign of beauty. If there are three lines on the navel, and three lines on the neck, which is mentioned in the Damodar Ashtakam verses. Muhusvakampa Trireka Kantam. Trireka Kantam is mentioned. So that, okay, there is a scriptural reference for this. I am remembering the killer of demons, Krishna, Smaramya Asura Ta Kam, whose chest steals the radiance of a boulder from the emerald mountain. Markata Girir, Ganda, Grava, Prabha, Hara, Vakshasam, whose two arms agitate the pride of sapphire pillars. Shata, Makamani, Stambaramba, Pramati, Bhuja, Dvayam, whose three folds of skin on his abdomen shame the beauty of Yamuna's delicate waves. Tanu, Taranjina, Vichi, Chaya, Vidambi, Pali, Trayam, and whose excellent thighs surpass the trunk of banana trees. Mandara Kadali Sa Tishturam. So here the comparison of Krishna's beauty, his chest, steals the radiance of the boulder from the emerald mountain. His arms agitate the pride of sapphire pillars, and his three folds of skin on his abdomen shame the beauty of Yamuna's delicate waves, and his thighs, excellent thighs, surpass the trunk of the banana trees. Sadishtata means highest, excellence. That's it, one line commentary. Prabhupada. In his Kaishore age, beginning from the 11th year and continuing up to the end of 15th year, Krishna's arms, legs, and thighs become marked with three divisional lines. At that time, Krishna's chest challenged a hill of Markata jewels, his arms challenged pillars of the Indranila jewel, the three lines on his waist challenged the waves of the Yamuna river, and his thighs challenged beautiful bananas. One Gopi said, with all these exquisite features of his body, Krishna is too extraordinarily beautiful, and therefore I'm always thinking of him to protect me because he is the killer of all demons. The idea expressed in this statement is that the gopis were comparing their attraction for Krishna to an attack by demons. And to counteract their attraction for the beauty of Krishna, they were also turning to Krishna, hopefully, because he is the killer of all kinds of demons. In other words, they are perplexed because on one hand, were attracted by the beauty of Krishna. On the other hand, they needed Krishna to drive away the demon of such attraction. Tan Madhuryam Yatha, the sweetness of the last period. So the first scriptural reference was to the Shesha beauty, and this second scriptural reference is the sweetness of that last period of the youth. Okay, I'll read the translation. O young lady, Taruni, behold that person wearing yellow cloth, Pashya Pitambaram, who's radiating the beauty of fresh youths. Purta, Taruni Mud Gamam, with his physical beauty, Daksha Sanga Shriya, capable of defeating the 5 arrows of Cupid, Dasharda Sar Madhuri Damana, he makes all women lose all composure. Vidunita Vadu Dhritam, he is the playground of the 64 arts. Varakala Vilasa Spadam, and the astonishing beauty of the tips of his eyes crushes the splendor of the wagtail. Drig Anchala Chamatkriti Shapati Kanjarita Dvitim. So again, it's a Kavya Rachana. It's a Kavya presentation. How the yellow cloth is radiating with fresh youth. His physical beauty is defeating the 5 Cupid arrows. And he's the playground of 64 arts. And his astonishing beauty of the tips of his eyes crushes the splendor of the wagtail. I don't know what is this wagtail. Old word bird having a very long tail that jerks up and down as it walks. Okay, so this is a bird, beautiful bird. So that tips of his eyes are compared to the wagtail. Okay, further, 2-1, 330. Idam eva harer, pragyer, nava yuvanam uchate. The last path of youth, Kaishorya, idam eva hare, is called new youth. Nava yuvanam uchate by the wise, pragyer. Atra Gokula Devinam Bhava Sarvaswa Salita Abhut Purva Kandarpa Tatra Lilotsavadaya. The end of youth is characterized by the manifestation of bliss. Lilotsavadaya. From the most amazing pastimes of conjugal love never before enacted, Abhut Purva Kandapa Tantra, in which the girls of Raja, Atra Gokul Devi Nam, are filled with the sum total of all of love. Bhava Sarvasva Sa Lita. Okay, Jeev Goswami on this. Bhava Sarvasva Salita means refers to pastimes radiant with the sum of all loving states, bhava, present in the gopis. It is the sum of all loving states, bhava, present in the gopis. This indicates the highest praise for the gopis type of love. Here, the age of the youth was described in 4 ways: by bodily characteristics, by dress, by actions, and by special attractiveness. Although the dress, actions, and attractiveness are all part of the characteristics, they are designated separately in order to describe them in detail. In the beginning of youth, these things are clearly divided by the author But the dress of the middle and the end periods of the youth are not mentioned separately because of being generally the same in all the three parts of youth. So initially the dress comparison was all done, but later on in the middle, Madhya and Shesha, it's not done because it is generally the same. The dress is the same. The sweetness of Krishna, which is the cause of attractiveness, however, was shown separately in verse 329 with the last part of youth. So the sweetness we discussed that one particular verse 329. So let's go to 329. Yeah, 329. We saw that the sweetness of the last part of youth. That sweetness, however, is manifest even in the beginning of youth. The sweetness of the beginning of youth is indicated in verse 319 with gazing upon the new sweetness of your smile. In 3, verse 318, with the two eyebrows of the enemy of Aga are dancing like new bows of Cupid. And in verse 316, with his eye, with he filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips. So the sweetness of the beginning of youth are discussed in all these verses. The sweetness of the middle period of youth is indicated in verse 324. We saw that, which describes the excellence of his activities. Cheshtadi Saustavamam. Saustavamam means excellence. They are excellent because of their sweetness. In the last period of youth, attractiveness is also mentioned in the present verse 331, though not made a separate category like sweetness. So in the verse itself, there is attractiveness mentioned, and there is no separate category for the sweetness. All actually, though excellence, sweetness, madhurya, and attractiveness, mohanata, are distinguished from each other, they actually indicate the same thing. Because sweetness leads to attraction, but some of the verses specifically spoke about sweetness, some spoke about attractiveness. They should not be understood as separate items. Excellence is the unique beauty of the limbs suitable for sweetness and attractiveness. Sweetness is the pleasure arising from that unique beauty. Attractiveness is being attracted to the unique beauty of Krishna with the exclusion of all other experiences. In this way, the meaning of the section has been explained. So all these three meanings, what is sweetness, what is attractiveness, what is excellence, Jiva Goswami in this commentary makes it clear. Abhut Purva here indicates not previously enacted. Note, thus the beginning of youth mentions all four categories, whereas the middle and the end of youth mentions bodily characteristics, activities, and attraction. Sweetness is added as a separate category in the end of youth. The present verse mentions the activities of the last period of youth. Attractiveness is discussed in verse 333. Okay, so these are all technical details. And if you read the verses, it will come to know. Attractiveness is discussed in verse 333. So if you go to 333, it will come up here. 332, this is 333. So 333 will describe the attractiveness in the late Keshwara period. And this is this is 332. 332 was mentioned by Jiva Goswami's commentary. Sweetness is 324. Okay, let us go to Prabhupada's commentary. This Kaishore age can be translated as adolescence. At the end of this period, all the gopis said, Krishna is the killer of the attraction of Cupid, and as such, he disturbs the patience of all newly married girls. Krishna's bodily features have become so exquisite. It is as if they were all manifesting an artistic sense of the highest sort. His dancing eyes have dimmed the brilliance of the most expert dancer, and so there is no longer any comparison to the beauty of Krishna. Learned scholars therefore describe the features of his body at this time as Navayavanam, newly invented youthfulness. At this stage of Krishna's bodily features, the conjugal love affairs with the gopis and the similar pastimes become very prominent. So this is what Prabhupada only has to say about this particular verse. Uh, this particular verse. The commentary is quite detailed of Jiva Goswami. It is a little technical. Don't worry if you don't understand it also. Now, a scriptural reference to prove that statement in verse 331. There's a scriptural reference. The king of grooves, Kunja Nripati, equipped with the 6 elements necessary for the arts of Cupid, Smara Kala, Sad Punyavavan, Ihate, rules the excellent kingdom of romantic love, Shringar Raj Uttamam. In one place, he picks up a quarrel with his beloved woman. Kantabi Kala Hayate Kochit. In another place, Kochit, he dispatches love letters along with parrots. I am Kandarpa Lekhan Kirer Arpayati. In another place, he becomes eager to meet for pastimes. Kochit Vitunute Krida Bhi Sarudyamamam. In another place, he resolves differences using a go-between, that is, resolving the conflict by a mediator. And another place, Sakyabhi Dayate Kochit, he unites with the gopi. Sandhim Kwapi Anushashati. This is a very interesting verse. This being so, in this verse, the author illustrates the behavior and actions in the last period of youth. So this verse expresses the actions and the behavior in the last part of Kaishwarya. The 6 elements equated with ruling the kingdom of romantic love should be taken from Niti Shastras as follows. So, alliance is Sandhi, battle is Vigraha, going is Yan, sitting is Asan, division is Dvaita, and assistance is Ashraya. So, in the kingdom of romantic love, there is, meeting, and then there is love battles. We are aware in this material world, the perverted rasas of it. So all these 6 things have happened. So this is from the Natya Shastras, because I mentioned in the beginning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Jiva Goswami took these concepts from the Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni, and how these originally are the rasas exchanged with Krishna and his devotees. So these are the 6 things which are mentioned. No? What is that? Here. In one place, he picks up quarrel with his beloved woman. Another place, he dispatches love letters with parrots. And in another place, he is eager to meet for pastimes. In another place, he is resolving the conflict. Another place, he unites with the gopis. So like that. Amar Kosha. First, battle vigor is illustrated with picking quarrels. Then division is illustrated with dispatching letters. Following that, moving is illustrated with the desire for meeting. So moving is Yana is moving for meeting. Assistance is indicated by resolving differences. Sakya Bheda Dayati. Alliance is indicated by uniting with the gopi. Sitting is indicated by being master of the rules. Okay. Prabhupada. There are 6 features of conjugal love affairs called peacemaking, picking up a quarrel, going to meet one's lover, sitting together, separation, and support. This is, you can understand the whole Madhurya Ras is a very elaborate science. I think in the material world, we only know, sitting together and going to meet one's lover and quarreling. But there are other finer aspects. Of course, peacemaking is there when the quarrel happens, then our elders get into peacemaking. Lord Krishna expanded an empire of these 6 features, of which he was the ruling prince. Somewhere he was picking up quarrels with young girls. Somewhere he was scratching them with the nails of the parrots. Somewhere he was busy going to visit the gopis, and somewhere he was negotiating through cowherd friends to take shelter of the gopis. Tan Mohanata Yatha, an example of attractiveness of the last Kashora period. So we mentioned that uh, there are scriptural references for attractiveness. So for the last period also, there is a uh, reference. O Krishna, Krishna, today your age of youth, Kaishorena Tabadya, in the role of Guruna, is teaching the golden gopis, Gauri Gana Patyate, the art of whispering in each other's ears. Karna Karni Saki Janena. The method of making verses of praise for messengers when alone. Vijane, Duti, Stuti, Prakriya. Cleverness in cheating husbands. Patyor, Vanchana, Chaturi. Practice in sneaking to the forest at night. Guna, Gunanika, Kunda, Pariyan, Nishi. Nishi means in the dark. Deafness to the words of the elders. Vaidharyam, Guruvachi, and rapt hearing of the sound flute. Venu, Virato, Vikarneti, Pratan. So this is again a Kavya Rachna. This verse speaks of the attractiveness of the last part of youth. Thus, in all 3 parts of youth, the description of attractiveness should be understood to be similar. Because of frequent disagreement, the gopis have the tendency to whisper amongst each other as if engaging in battle with each other. Prabhupada on this. Some of the gopis addressed him thus, Dear Krishna, because of your adolescent age, you had just become the spiritual master of these young girls, and you are teaching them to whisper among themselves. You are teaching them to offer Solomon prayers, as well as training them to cheat their husbands and to join you in the gardens at night without caring for the instruction of their superiors. You are enthusing them by the vibration of an enchanting flute, and as their teacher, you are teaching them all the intricacies of loving affairs. Okay. Any questions you have till now? Okay. So, 1 second, let me see. We will cover some of verses and then end the discussion for today. It's all rocket science for us, so that's why there are no questions, I guess. Netu Swarupam Evoktam Kaishwaryam Iha Yadapi Nana Kriti Prakatanat Tatapi Uddipamam Matam. Even though Yadapi, the age of youth, Kaishwaryam Iha, is said to be Swarup for the protagonist, Alamban. Protagonist is the leader of the one who's Nayak, or the lover, the leader, Nayak. Is Netu Swarupam Evoktam is also considered to be the stimulus, Uddipan, Tata Uddipan Matam, because of appearing as one among many forms of age. Nana Akriti Prakatanath. Okay, Jiva Goswami's commentary. It was already shown in verse 305 that though the qualities are part of Swarupa of Krishna, differentiation is made, and thus the qualities act as stimuli, uddipans. So this is already proved, if you remember, in our previous discussion. Taking the age of youth as an example, the same principle is established again, confirming their status as stimuli. So the youth becomes itself the stimulus, uddipan, for being attracted to the Vishaya Alamban, which is Krishna. Though Youth Kaishoryam is the Swarup of the protagonist, Netu, it is the Nayak, because of being a quality of the Swarup. Youth is also a stimulus because of appearing at a suitable time among the different forms of childhood, boyhood, and youth, following after the possessor of the qualities, Krishna himself. The ages always follows after the Alamban, the foundation of qualities. The stimulus, Udipan, appear now and then. Okay. बाल्येऽपि नवतरुण्य प्राकट्यं श्रूयते क्वचित् तन्नातिरसः वाहित्वान् न रसज्ञेर udharitam. Sometimes it is heard that Shruyate Kvachit, new youthfulness appears even in Krishna as a small child. Balyapi Navatarunyam Prakatyam. But since that does not nourish rasa, tan na ati rasa vahitvan, it is not mentioned by those knowledgeable of rasa. Na rasa gair udharitam. So the point what Rup Goswami is making in this verse is that Krishna, when he is in his Bali age, he is relishing Vatsalya ras, and Radharani is also in the Bali age. But it doesn't mean that Krishna cannot exhibit his Pauganda or his Kashor age. He can do that. And sometimes there are pastimes mentioned in the Shastra where suddenly Radharani, there is a pastime where Radharani picks up Krishna from her home and immediately manifests into Kaishore age, and they have conjugal pastimes, and then again he goes back to the Balye form. So, because the conjugal love form is the Kaishore age. So, but still, those who are knowledgeable of rasa, they say that it still does not nourish rasa. That's why it is not being discussed here. So now there is a reference. For instance, in the Vrata Ratnakar of the Barish Puran, it is said, even in his baby years, Balyapi, Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, took the form of youth, Tarunam, Rupam, Ashita, and enjoyed various pastimes. Reme, Vihare, Vivida, with his dearmost Radha. Priyaya, Saharadaya. So see, there is a reference from the Bhavish Puran. Not producing proper rasa, na ati rasa vahitva, vahitva, means that the rasas should manifest according to the particular order and not otherwise. Note, Kumara is favorable for Vatsalras, Pauganda is favorable for Sakyaras, and Kaishore is favorable for Madhuriras. Okay, Prabhupada on this. It is said that even when Krishna was a boy of 5, he manifested such youthful energies, but learned scholars do not explain them because of the absence of suitable age. That's it. Ata Saundaryam. Bhavet Saundaryam Anganam Sanvisho Yatuchitam. Arrangement of limbs in the most suitable manner. Anganam Sannavisho Yatuchitam is called beauty. Bhavet Saundaryam. Okay. Now he's going to the beauty now. He has completed the age. Now there is beauty, discussion of beauty. Okay, let me show you the table, then it will become more clear. Yes. He's completed the whole discussion of Kaishora. Within Kaishora, there is Adi, Madhya, and Shesh. And now he's coming to beauty, bodily beauty. So then he'll cover form, sweetness, then verbal and mental. And then there will be Krishna's actions, Krishna's clothing, Krishna's accessories, Krishna's ornaments, smile, fragrance, flute, horn, anklets. That will complete the whole discussion. This is quite short. You need not worry. And maybe in another 2 classes, we'll be able to finish it. And there is a song on Udipan, which we will sing. And that's more practical for us. And we will sing that. Okay. Where are we here now? Cheshta, no. Atharupam, no. Saundaryam, yeah. I hope you're able to understand now where we have come in the discussion. Any questions you have? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dhanvat. I missed that statement of the Komara, Kishore and Paganda age specifying some rasa, Sakya rasa can be each of them signifying some
Yeah, the
rasa.
Kaumar age is more suitable for Vatsalya pastimes, the Pauganda for Sakya, and the Kaishore for Madhurya pastimes.
So it's Vatsalya, Sakya and Madhurya.
Yes. We all have experience when children are just born, they're very close to the mother and their Vatsalya pastimes are more prominent. The mothers relish more the Vatsalya. As the children grow, they start going out, then they start playing with their friends. So the Sakya pastimes become more prominent. And when they become youth, they are no more interested in friends or mother, they are interested in girlfriend, right? Something
Hmm.
very similar is there in the material world. And when the wife comes in, sometimes they don't take care of the parents because the Madhurya rasa is strong. So the Vatsalya becomes weakened. Is it okay? Understandable? A little bit?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any other questions anyone has? Okay. Atha Saundaryam, arrangement of the limbs, most suitable manner. Okay. Jeev Goswami in this. Saundarya is synonymous for Sauranga Angatvam, mentioned in the commentary to verse 306, and the first of the 50 qualities previously mentioned. If you remember, when we are discussing the 64 qualities, the first was, Krishna is beautiful limbed. But again, this beauty has come. But here it is in context with Uddipan. That's the point. Okay. Scriptural reference for Saundaratnam. O Krishna, Kamsare, your face with long eyes. Mukamta Dirgha Aksham, eyes. Your broad chest is like emerald riverbank. Markata Tati Pivaram Uru. Your two arms like pillars. Bhuja Dwandam Stamba. Your graceful sides. Dviti Suvalitam Pashva Yugalam. Narrow waist. Parikshino Madhyam. And hips attractive with ever increasing wave of sweetness. Prathima Lahari Hari Janganam. Which hearts Kasya Hridayam of the lotus-eyed gopis, Pankaja Drisha, will not be stolen by these features, Naharati. So again, this is from the Bhagavatam. The beautiful limbed Krishna is being described here very poetically, comparing many things. The waves, Lahari here refer to the appearance of increasing sweetness. The word Jangana refers to the front portion of the hips of the male. The usage is found in relation to the universal form in Bhagavatam. Mahatalim tad jangamam. The hips of the universal form are Mahatala. This is there in the Virat Purusha description. Another version is also found. Pratima Lalitam Shoni Pakal Falakam. Hips and loins full of grace. Okay, Prabhupada on this. Krishna was beautiful because every part of his body was perfectly arranged without any defect. Such perfect bodily features of Krishna are described as follows. My dear enemy of Kamsa, Kamsare, your broad eyes, your rising chest, your two pillar-like arms, and the thin middle portion of the body is always enchanting to every lotus-eyed beautiful girl. Atha Rupam. Vibhushanam vibhushyam syat ena tad rupam uchyate. So definition of rupam. Excellent form is said to be that tad rupam uchyate, by which yena ornaments become worthy of being ornaments. Vibhushananam vibhushyam syat. So we wear ornaments so that our beauty will increase. And that's why we wear ornaments. But the ornaments' beauty becomes worth it because of being worn by Krishna, because that is the beauty of Krishna. Okay. Jiva Goswami. This takes place by the special combination of dazzling beauty of Krishna and the ornaments which mutually nourish each other. Yatha Krishnasya Madana Tatir Mani कुंडलाध्या नितांग संगीतम आलिंकृतये वरांगी शक्त्या बभूव न मनागपि त्वद्विधाने सा प्रयुक्त स्वयं अनल्पम अलंकृतासे. O beautiful woman, Varangi, the jeweled earrings. Krishnasya mandana tatir mani kundaladya. That is the jeweled earrings, kundala. And other ornaments in contacting his body, nitanga sangitam alankritaye, cannot at all function as ornaments to enhance his beauty. Shakta babuva na managapi tad vidhane. Rather, those ornaments all become decorated by his body and thus have increased their beauty. Sa prayute swayam analpam alankritasi. So the ornament's beauty increases. So that is what happens. Bhushana Bhushanangam, as Uddhava says. Only by being enhanced by the beauty of Krishna can they function as ornaments. This will be confirmed in the verse 360. Anger eva bharana patali bhushita dugdi bhusham bhusam. The ornaments fulfill their functions as ornaments by ornamenting his limbs. Prabhupada on this. The ornaments on the body of Krishna were not actually enchanting his beauty, but just the reverse. The ornaments were beautified by Krishna. That's it. Now the last, Ata Murduta. Murduta komalasyapi samsparshasa hatochyate. Tenderness means being so soft that Murduta komalasya, even touching api samsparsha, what is soft becomes intolerable. Asaha ta uchyate. Example, Atha. Aha, so tender is the body of this youth, Amushya Sukumarata Kumarasya, with the complexion of the new cloud, Navambuda Kanter, that by touching new shoots, Api Nava Pallava Sangat, his limbs become bruised and torn. Angani Aparajya Shriyanti. Aparajya means his limbs undergo pain so that they become discolored. Now it is said about especially the body of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so spiritual that this is Bhakti Rakshak Caesar Maharaj saying that once he touched the hand or I don't know which part, and suddenly the color changed into red. So soft was his body. So that is a sign of a very highly advanced spiritual, one whose body is completely spiritualized. So the transformation is so soft because his heart is very soft. Now, what to speak about Krishna, whose body is, completely spiritual and he's so soft at heart, so pure. So that is the transformation which happens. Okay. A person is called mild when he cannot even bear the touch of the most soft thing. He cannot bear that. So soft is he. It is described that every part of Krishna's body was so soft that even at the touch of a newly grown leaves, the color of the touched part of his skin would change. Okay. So now I will stop here for today and we will continue the discussion tomorrow. I hope you are relishing this discussion on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu on Uddipan. There is a beautiful bhajan on Uddipan written by Bhakti Thakur, and that will be the meditation we will discuss and try to relate practically why this Uddipan is very important for us. So the more we come in touch with the spiritual sense objects related to Krishna, the more we can spiritualize our senses, which are attracted to material sense objects. And although these are Uddipan for one who has rasa, that means one who has attained Savibhav, but even the sadhakas can develop their deeper and deeper attraction to Krishna and advance in sadhana bhakti. So that's the point. So any questions, any clarifications anyone has? Okay, so we'll stop here. श्री भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हरे कृष्ण।